Hey Neppers, it's me, Wild Neptune, and today, gonna go over my thoughts about the first day of the Epic Festival 2021, also give some neat statistics on some of the fights that happened during that day. Before that though, make sure you leave a like down below, subscribe, comment, catch me at Twitch at twitch.tv/wildneptune, and let's get on to it. Epic Festival. It was something. First of all, I want to say, despite all of the Pepega-ness and mess-ups and stuff like that, don't bring any hate to the guys, at Smilegate. I'm not saying don't be critical, right? There are clearly things they could have done during the stream, and some decision making that wasn't on point for some of the events, but they're doing what they can. This is clearly the biggest event they've ever done, and there are going to be some hiccups along the way, right? But as always, try to be constructive in your criticism, right? We all want this game to improve, and give us Smilegate decent suggestions on what to do. Well, hopefully that'll help them improve the next time they stream in day 2 and day 3. Anyway, as a quick recap, what happened. There is this thing here. It's over already, but you can get a ticket, and your ticket, you would get like a seat number and everything like that, and you win like a hoodie or a Luna figure. But there's also this epic quiz, and see here, it was a pool of 70,777 sky stones, so a lot of sky stones, and it was going to be split among everybody who got all 10 questions right. There were multiple choice. One person got all 10 right. However, there was a rock, paper, scissors question in the quiz, so it was literally RNG. First off, I don't understand how they thought it was a good idea to put an RNG question in the quiz, but it was so poorly received that they made another pot of sky stones for the people who got all the questions right besides that question. And 9 players got that right. So congratulations to those players who got all these sky stones. Very good. Of course, there was also the main event, the battles and everything like that, the raffle, and the need for speed. And this speed does not just mean your typing speed. So it was an event on Discord where you went into a a special Discord server, and on the stream they would give you a keyword you had to type in that was Epic 7 related, and if you typed it in perfectly and were one of the first 10 people per server who got the phrase right and typed it into Discord, you won sky stones, right? Now, if you don't know why this is a bad idea, just by me saying what the event was, here are the reasons why. One is that everybody's stream delay is going to be slightly different depending on where they are in relation to the actual stream. So people like me who have pretty bad stream delays, well, by the time I actually saw the message on the stream, 50 people already typed it into Discord. On top of that, the Discord spam was so great that I could not actually type and send anything in Discord. I would just get that like gray text, which is pretty annoying. On top of that, people just didn't follow directions correctly. A lot of people went to the official Epic 7 Discord, not the specific one that was made before the event and started spamming the phrase in the official Discord. And I'm like, this is not where you do it. Anyway, so yeah, this one could have been thought out a little bit better. On top of that, on the second half, it was a guess the picture type thing, right? And they leaked all the answers on accident. So, you know, everybody got 500 Sky Stones because of that. So, the Sky Stones, if you're wondering, they said they're gonna reveal it or give it out by the 30th. But yeah, you see here about the Epic Live event, one person will get all of these, and then 9 people will split the other pot, which is pretty nice for them. 500 Sky Stones, who originally got a ticket, which was this thing up here, right? So if you fill this in, you get 500 Sky Stones. But yeah, again, don't be sending any hate to them. Just tell them ways they can improve. Try to be positive about the whole event, right? I think overall, even due to the hiccups, it was still pretty fun, right? But let's get to some of the matches, right? And some interesting numbers that I have come up with. Not come up with, I mean, like, I have here. So let's go. And what? Hold on. God damn it, BlueStacks. This is, I don't understand why it does this. Like, I have to remember to
May new beginnings become your strength.
There we go. I have to remember when I minimize this to window it out. Otherwise, it does that weird glitch thing. Oh, you know, well, the day reset. I guess we could do a daily pull here first. What do we get? A Jenna. Alright. Anyway, some interesting statistics I have for the E7WC. By the way, don't forget to do your event and everything like that. It is a new set, so you can still do this reviewing event, the cheering event every day. And if you haven't already, do your mass prediction event. Get your grass tokens, right? But let's get on to the actual numbers of the tournament, and I think you'll be interested to hear some of these. I will have a link to the spreadsheet in the description below, but some other stuff I have pulled up here. First off, you're probably gonna wonder how many units actually were picked during the first set of rounds in the tournament. Well, there were 46. So 46 different units were picked. Now, that might sound like a lot, but keep in mind that there were 27 fights, right? So less than double, right, of units were picked compared to fights. Do keep in mind too that these are double pre-bans, so each side has 2 pre-bans. There is no Kisei EE, Solitaria, or ADS. They were also globally banned because of bug reasons, and Solitaria is too new. Some other interesting things is that among all the units that were picked and pre-banned in total, right? So the 3 units that were either picked or pre-banned the most, and there were 3 of them, and I don't think 2 of them will come to any surprise. One of them is General Purgus, who was picked or pre-banned 23 total times. And this is because, obviously, of his very strong passive and his damage abilities, attack buff, everything like that. Another one is Landy, who was also picked or pre-banned 23 times. Probably the premier DPS of RTA right now. And surprisingly, I think a lot of people may be watching this, Bryceria was also picked or pre-banned 23 total times. Now, as far as the actual results go, none of them did particularly well in the tournament. Overall, G. Perkis, in fact, in the matches he appeared in, which is he was actually in the battle, he's only 3-5. Bryceria, even worse at 2-5. And Landy, I believe, barely had a winning win rate. Yes, it's right here. Landy had an 8-7 record in battles that she was in. So, in fact, you might be surprised to hear that Mo Crow, so another unit I think people find to be very strong, maybe even a little bit too strong, and I would, generally agree with them. He appeared in 8 battles. He only went 2-6. A Tywin only appeared in 6 battles, and he went 3-3, right? At the same time, though, a Tywin was pre-banned 12 times, so that's why you don't really see him as often. As far as the most pre-banned units go, sort here. 2 of them are tied, so I don't think anybody's surprised that G. Pergus was one of the top pre-banned units at 14. Again, a lot of people just don't want to deal with him. He enables so many different types of compositions to work just by having him on the field. The other one that's pre-banned quite often was Falconer Clary. Falconer Clary was also pre-banned 14 times, the second most overall, and she actually has a 4-0 record. So one of the only units that was picked more than 3 times that didn't lose a battle. Again, it was only 4 battles, but Falconer Clary doing some work. Some other interesting picks that have popped up is that Holiday Euphine. So a unit that I think a lot of people kind of sleep on. During the tournament, she was a pretty good tech option. She was picked 6 times, and she went 4-1. With one of those times she was picked, she was post-banned. One of the best performing knights was... okay, to be honest, none of the knights did very well during the tournament. In fact, Falconer Clary was the only one that actually has a positive win rate with more than 1 battle picked. After that, a Tywin, like I said, went 3-3, and even Blue Crow, a pretty strong knight overall, especially when you see things like FCC and... Oh, what am I talking about knights with positive win rates? Well, Blue Crow had a 6-7 win rate, but FCC, in addition to being the #1 first picked unit, first picked a whopping 10 times. Has an 8-4 win rate. So a very strong hero overall. Definitely the best performing knight in the tournament. And if you're wondering how Troublemaker Crozet did, well, Troublemaker Crozet, he was... Let me find it on my spreadsheet here. It is kind of hard to find. He was picked 7 times. He was post-banned once. And in those 6 battles he was in, he went 2-4. So you might notice that a lot of the knights didn't really do that well. A-Raz, similarly, fixed 5 times, went 1-4. And you might be wondering why this is. I do think a lot of it has to do with that a lot of the synergy with things like the Golden Boys, they need each other. Not need each other, right? But they cover each other's weaknesses pretty well. And when you kind of split them apart, they aren't as oppressive. And I definitely think that the double pre-ban kind of helped more of the weird units to come through a little bit. Other units, though, that surprised was definitely Desert Jewel Bazaar. So Desert Jewel Bazaar was picked 7 times, and he went 5-2. So, do I think he's an amazing hero now? No. I think he's a decent hero. A tournament like this is a pretty good situation for him overall. So, I don't think he's as good as like a over 2-to-1 ratio in win rate, right? But for the tournament, yeah, he was very good. Am I wondering too, how many units only got picked 1 time? And that would be 11 units were picked once. And they are Faithless Lytica, Broman, Carmen, Charlotte, Kairon, Dark Corvus, Elfelt, Kisei, MLken, Politis, and Sage Ball were all only picked once. And the win rate is about even, right? They lost 1 more game than they lost, but you know, as tech options, that's basically what you kind of expect to see. Again, just talk about some interesting numbers and statistics that I found for the tournament. Another one would be that a lot of the DPS that you think are going to be, you know, carrying some people, didn't actually do that well. One of them would be Fire Ravi, who was picked 14 times total during the tournament, and was post-banned twice. In the 12 fights she was in, she went 5-7. So 5 wins, 7 losses. Another one is Specter Tanevia, who has the distinction of being the most picked DPS in the tournament. Keep in mind that there were only 27 total actual battles. She was pre-banned twice, and she was picked 20 times. So, in 22 of the 27 battles that she was, that could have happened, she was basically in or not allowed in 22 of them. She was post-banned once, and in the 19 battles that Specter Tanevia was in, she went 7-12. And I think to people who were like higher up, this is not that surprising. Specter Tanevia is, honestly, she's more of a pick that forces your opponent to pick things that they might not want to, just because she kind of exists in the composition. But you know, looking at the numbers, you don't really. It's hard to tell how effective that has been, especially because her win rate is pretty low, right? Again, it is only 27 fights, so the sample size is pretty small. But anyway, if you want to see more of these numbers, again, link to the spreadsheet will be down below. That's really going to be it for me for now. I'm All Neptune. Hope you find all these statistics interesting. If you want to hear more about E7WC. Be sure to check out the official Epic 7 sites. Also, check me on Twitch again. I'll be going over the fights and everything on my stream. So, been a good one. Nep out.